The following segment is sponsored by El Tigre Silver Corp., trading on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol ELS.V and on the OTCQX as EGRTF. El Tigre Silver Corp. is focused on silver exploration and development in prolific Sonora State, Mexico. Find them on the web at eltigresilvercorp.com. Join me for a conversation with a frequent guest of the show, David Morgan, the Silver Guru, an expert on money, metals, and mining, also a lecturer and an author. Mr. Morgan has written Get the Skinny on Silver Investing, available on Amazon.com. His website is themorganreport.com. David, welcome back to the program.
Oh, it's great to be back.
I just read an article online stating that it looks like the CFTC silver manipulation investigation is set to go away after 4 years.
Basically what happened was the Financial Times put up a story that the 4-year ongoing silver manipulation investigation was basically not enough evidence and nothing was really going to happen. That's kind of the essence of it. And right after that, Bart Chilton, who is the head of this committee, I guess, for looking at this investigation, came out and said that this was a premature article and was inaccurate. And so, since Bart is the commissioner of the agency, he carries a lot of clout. So now we're kind of confused. Is it going away? Isn't it going away? So if it hasn't gone away or doesn't go away, then the Financial Times is almost obligated to print some kind of retraction or some kind of follow-up story. That's my opinion. It's a strong one. I think that's the case. But moving on, there's a lot of internet talk about what has happened, transpired, what could take place in the future regarding the CFTC investigation.
Is summertime a good time for things to die like this?
Well, summertime is normally the lowest interest in the metals for a variety of reasons, but particularly the fund managers and the traders in Europe take these long vacations, and there's just not as much activity in the markets. But yeah, it's probably less interest in the financial sector as a whole, probably globally, than any other time. Nonetheless, when we have something as small as a silver market that so few people pay attention to, the mainstream would not really even notice it. However, the amount of people that have been turned on to what's been going on in the silver market, and particularly by a gentleman named Ted Butler. Ted is, without a doubt, spearheaded more than anybody by far that there has been some kind of, I think he uses the word manage or manipulation in the silver market for a very, very long time. And just for the record, I agree that there is manipulation in the silver market. However, and I've never discussed this with Ted, but the way I see it is that the long-term trend can't be manipulated. There's no way. The market forces are greater. But within the trend, it can be manipulated, and it has been again and again and again.
Well, how do they manipulate them, David?
Well, the way they manipulate it is any market moves on buying and selling. And when you have these massive sales on silver, sometimes as high as like a year's worth of supply in one day or within minutes, and this has happened a few times, it's going to take the market down. Now, any idiot that knows how markets move, they move by buying pressure or selling pressure. So you know ahead of time, if you're going to sell a year's worth of silver supply with a couple of mouse clicks, you know for an absolute 100% certainty that the market's going to move down. And for anyone to get into a court of law and say, oh no, we're just making a trade or we're hedging, is pure BS. It's impossible. And the way, of course, it's done is this electronic trading, and of course the inability of the CFTC to actually adhere to their own rules. In other words, you cannot have that kind of concentration and sales without moving the market. And they know it, but now we're in kind of a catch-22.
What's the catch-22 here?
Well, the catch-22 is the idea that they're darned if they do and they're darned if they don't. Basically, the CFTC is in a situation that they've already done 2 investigations, so they found nothing. Now they've gone on 4 years. If they come out and say, well, we found something, then they look bad from their previous thing. And as Ted points out in an article that I posted on my Twitter, and it's on SilverSeek as well, silverseek.com, is that to admit there's manipulation at this point could really disrupt the markets. Now, he says could, and I agree. I don't know. What I do know, and I've said this maybe before Ted or not that we were competitors at all, but that I have not put nearly the effort into this that others have, and I think it's good that they have. I felt from the beginning that the authorities would do absolutely nothing, or if they did anything at all, be a whitewash. It'd be very slap on the wrist. It wouldn't have any real meaning, no real clout. There'd be wiggle room, and even if they came out with anything with a little bit of teeth in it, which again I doubt highly, that they, meaning these people that run these markets up and down, would be doing it in the over-the-counter market. They do it in other derivatives. They do it with other methods outside of the purview of the CFTC. And that's been my strong stand. I'm glad that someone took up this charge and led it to bring the awareness. Now my point. The market doesn't really care if we write letters to the CFTC and jump up and down and make all this noise or there's an investigation. The market is stronger and more powerful than anyone. And the point is that once we get to a situation where the tightness of the supply is so great that this thing is going to explode, the benefit to the people that own silver and understand manipulated markets is it will overshoot, because there's many analogies, you've heard them all, Ellis, but putting a beach ball underwater, you can hold it there for a while, but once you let go, bang, it really goes. And this is kind of the analogy for the silver market. Because of this constant pressure to hold the price probably lower than it would be otherwise, you're going to get an explosion. And once this kind of cat is out of the bag, officially or unofficially. Unofficially is more likely where, silver's in tighter supply. Somebody can't even get it on time, and that type of thing starts hitting the internet. Then you're going to have a feeding frenzy, in my view. You're going to have people that say, oh, wow, I'm getting on now. Silver went up $2 yesterday. It's going up $2 tomorrow, and it goes up $4 the next day or whatever. And I really don't like those kind of markets. I mean, they're very, very difficult to trade. Of course, since I'm long and I expect this to be moving up substantially, I'll be benefiting greatly. The problem with these kind of massive moves like that in a short period of time is it's really hard to get in and out, and there's all kinds of volatility. But that's what I believe will take place. So whatever the official wording is from the authorities, it doesn't really change the significance of what has been going on over time.
Can we expect silver stocks to follow in the volatility?
Absolutely, it will happen, especially if I'm correct about silver being in a very tight supply. Is people that can't buy silver, or perhaps think, it's back above 50. Now I know it was once at 5, 10 years ago. I don't want to buy it. It's too high. It's too volatile. But they'll buy the silver stocks. In fact, that's exactly what I think will happen further on in the cycle. Is that people that missed it, and quite honestly, I think that's the way to catch up to the people that were able to buy silver at between 5 and 10, and gold between say 300 and 500, is to buy the underlying mining equities, because these things are so beat up right now. They represent the best value in the precious metals arena, and they are such a small amount of the stock market as a whole that once money starts pouring into these equities, they'll overshoot quite a bit, I think. So there's lots of opportunity ahead. There is just a very volatile situation, and it won't, I don't think, take much to ignite it.
We'll be right back. The Ellis Martin Report is sponsored by El Tigre Silver Corp, trading on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol ELS.V and on the OTCQX as EGRTF. Silver has been considered a precious metal for 6,000 years and currency since 600 BC. It's been commercially mined in Mexico since 1530 in mineral-prolific and mining-friendly Sonora State, where El Tigre Silver Corp's 5,000-meter drill program is now underway. El Tigre's properties with gold and silver mining concessions span approximately 267 square miles. With an attractive share structure and a strong, proven management team, El Tigre Silver Corp is poised to identify a resource in an area that from 1903 to 1938 produced 75 million ounces of silver and 380,000 ounces of gold. Additionally, their tailing stockpile is currently progressing to production. Learn more about El Tigre Silver Corp by visiting their website, eltigresilvercorp.com, or click through El Tigre's logo on the homepage of our website, ellismartinreport.com. We're just over 2 weeks away from Labor Day weekend and a possible fall rally. This would be the time to make a few strategic investments, whether it be bullion or precious metal stocks, correct?
I believe so. I mean, I'm on record with my paid membership in the public domain doing shows like yours. I said long-term buy and hold investors that are going to take possession of metal, that anything under 30 is a great buy. Now, we've been under 30 for quite some time. Now, when I first made that statement, one of my new subscribers said, oh, you're a genius. It's under 30, and it popped up above 30, and he wanted to know what to do, and, I can't give individual advice. I mean, each individual kind of has to make up their own mind. If he had a huge position, he probably should have hedged it once it got above 30 and made sure that he hedged below 30. The point is, I'm on record as saying that. I'll stand by that. I don't think that we're going much lower. Sprott has bought more silver through the Physical Silver Trust. I don't know how much has been delivered, but I'm going to try and find out. And regardless, last time that he made a purchase of 10 million ounces, this one is about 8 million, it moved the market up over $2. So if he started at, the 27 level, 28, 29, 30-ish, something like that, I expect that. I really do. Now, time will tell if I'm right.
How does one become a follower of David Morgan and the Morgan Report?
It's quite easy. There's several ways. In fact, the one that seems to be the easiest and most popular is to go to our YouTube channel, and that's just called Silver Guru, Silverguru. I put out all of the audios I do, like yours, Ellis, the videos that I make independently, some of the conferences that are filmed, just about anything in the public domain goes on that channel. Let's say you're a little on the lazy side, we basically collect those during the week and we send them to you weekly in the free letter. And that's absolutely free. You just go to themorganreport.com and sign up for the weekly, it's usually on Saturday, e-letter, and that usually, again, collects all of the audios and videos that are done during the week. And additional to that, we usually take a question a week and put that in the report or into that free letter. On top of that, there is a paid service. There's three of them. They're beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The beginners buy and hold investors. The intermediate is look over my shoulder with the first letter, and that talks about intermediate term moves in the markets. And the last one is called the Mastermind Series, and that's for advanced, very dedicated investors, particularly in the precious metals.
David, once again, thanks for joining me today on the program.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
I've been speaking with the Silver Guru, David Morgan. Find him at themorganreport.com. Listen to the segment again on the podcast page of our website, ellismartinreport.com. This segment has been sponsored by LT Gray Silver Corp, trading on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol ELS.V and on the OTCQX as EGRTF. LT Gray Silver Corp is focused on silver exploration and development in prolific Sonora State, Mexico. Find them on the web at ltgraysilvercorp.com.